Hey guys, back again. Coaching for the Soul Thursdays at 3 has begun. If you're watching this live, hello, hello, hello. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel or on Spirit Channel TV, what's up? Chimes, you know what the chimes mean. Spirit's in the house. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, click yes, click you like it, and then what's the other thing? Yeah, that one too. Like it, subscribe, like the videos. Oh, leave an emoji or hi Bill or something like that as a comment, and they will send this program around the planet because everybody needs more coach for the soul, right? I think so. Yeah. So I've added something to the memberships. Okay, the Coach for the Soul memberships are still 10% off until the end of the month, and then they will cease to be on sale. They're 10% off, and you get 1 month free. But I've added extra time to people. I decided from them to, Spirit was like, today, you know what we should do? We should add 65-minute half hours to people in the memberships. Okay. I said, how's it going to work? Well, when people need more time other than 15 minutes or half an hour, I'm like, yeah. Well, they can pay the extra $65 and chime. Okay, let's do it. To hours, to hour and a half, sure. So, starting today, people in the Coach for the Soul memberships, into the 15 minutes, a half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour and a half. Now, if you need more time, you can have $65 half hours instead of $125 half hours. Another reason to join the Coaching for the Soul memberships. They know. I never thought about it. Never even thought about it. But they gagged that to us today. So that's out there. Okay. Saturday is $65 half hours. $65. Text me, call me, and we'll hook it up. It's a limited time though, right? Just limited time on Saturdays. I need at least an afternoon or a freaking Sunday off, right? So yeah, so that's going on this week. And then $85 half hours go until the end of the month. That will probably be the end of those. So, hey everybody, thanks for joining us. Yeah, we're gonna have a pretty good time today. I don't know what the hell we're gonna channel, but we're gonna channel something. I never know, right? I never know. So it's about 84 degrees in Detroit today. It's sunny. It is absolutely feels like the end of June. It is fabulous. I mean, just fabulous. When we can get this in Detroit, Michigan, in April, bonus baby. 55 Saturday, 65 Sunday, 75 on Monday, and 85 on Tuesday. So I think we're headed in the right direction. Yay! It's been a long winter and not a nice spring. So anyway, yeah. So everybody, thanks for joining. Come on in. Let's have a conversation. Don't know what it's going to be, but we're going to have something. Did everybody see last week's show? Because it was pretty phenomenal. The best channeling I've ever done in my life. And I was very impressed with myself because, yeah, they were on fire. So if you haven't seen it, check it out on YouTube or the Spirit Channel TV. Spirit Channel TV right now is half price every month. So it's $2 a month instead of $4, which is cheap as hell. Gonna have all kinds of spiritual programming on there, including myself. And all you do is put it in higher case, Bill Hobart 50, and they'll give you 50% off for the 1 year. Not bad, right? So, do a little bit of astrology first. Has anybody else been feeling angry and crazy and out of sight? Because, yeah, energy today is pretty good. But it's been, yeah, it's been kind of wild. The reason being, Mars, the planet of war, is in Leo now, right? Loves being in that fire sign. It's out of Cancer for the first time in 7 months, right? Not going back. I'm going through my Leo stuff right now, right? Well, It's decided to go up against Pluto in Aquarius, who is going retrograde. The two energy titans of the middle finger, basically. Okay? So it's going to be kind of crazy in the month of May. Okay? Be prepared. You're going to have where you're going to be in a great space, everything is awesome, and all of a sudden you're like, ugh. That's because it's touching something that you need to work on. Okay? Pluto is the planet of transformation. It's been in it was in Capricorn for 15 and a half years. Okay? And I'm an Aquarius rising. Like another 20 years, I'll be fucking 85. I don't think I'm going to be working on myself when I'm 85, right? I don't think so. But maybe I will, but you never know, right? So Pluto's in Aquarius, and Aquarius, of course, the age of Aquarius is what's going to happen basically by 2035. We will be in a really great place. We'll understand ourselves even more. We'll be in higher dimensional energy, so we'll be higher dimensional beings. Okay, I will guarantee you that the person you are today will not be the person who you are in 2030, or 2029, or 2028, or 2027. Yeah. So you're going to see a monumental shift, Spirit says, in your fifth dimensional thinking, knowing. Already been downloaded. Ask for what you want. Ask for what you want. Ask for what you want out loud. Okay? It's all coming. 2025 is supposed to be a cluster, and it's turning out to be that way. We don't know really. Again, don't watch the circus this summer. Just enjoy the weather. Okay, have a cocktail, party, hang out, do whatever. Go to the water, whatever. Go to the dunes in Michigan. Go to the dunes. Hang out on Lake Michigan, which people can't believe that there's actual sand dunes in Michigan that are really high. I mean, really high, like skyscraper high. Yeah, it's kind of cool. And Lake Michigan's right there. Get hot, go in the water. Go back up. Sometimes you can go up the dunes. A lot of times you can't anymore. When I was a kid, we could go up the dunes. So we did that quite often at my aunt's house. So get out and do it. Get out and absolutely enjoy the summertime. Okay? Don't worry about this. Don't worry about the circus. Everybody's going to be fine who's supposed to be fine. Okay? Understanding that this year is about us. Okay? It's about us. Us. Working on ourselves, surrendering to Spirit, telling them what we want, how we want it, the frustration, the happiness, right? That's what it's about. There's lots of astrology stuff coming, as well as the Mars and Pluto, which kind of balances it a little bit, but Mars is the planet of war, right? And Pluto is the planet of, again, like I said, transformation, massive transformation. Trust me, I went through it for 15 and a half years. Totally different human being, right? But also, I will tell you this. I've talked to 3 people this week who had dreams of their significant other before they woke up in the morning. I could feel that person, Bill. I could feel that person. I could feel his body. I could feel, yeah, good thing, right? Because underneath all the Pluto, Mars stuff, there's other things going on. And it's going to be like that all year. Don't get stuck in the third dimensional, my God, this is huge, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, like a Mercury retrograde. Don't. Ask us for healing. Ask us for healing. Ask us for healing. Again, guided meditations twice a week. You would be surprised how your life shifts when you do guided meditations twice a week. Truly. People say, well, Bill, I don't really know how to meditate. It's about breathing. Focus on your breathing. Focus on your breathing. It's all about that. It's about breathing in through your nose and elongating your exhale to kind of get lightheaded. And you keep on doing that. And just listen. Don't have to follow it. which everybody thinks they have to because of ego. Well, ego will be in your ear telling you, no, you could be doing something better than this. This ain't going to work, right? This ain't going to heal you. Yes, it is. It's about working on yourself and doing those meditations. And if you need suggestions, let me know. You know how to get in touch with me, okay? They bring me new ones almost every day. Every day, because I meditate now every day, which I never did before. But I like the feeling of kind of being unconscious in 3D. But being conscious in 5D. It's pretty fabulous. But everything is coming true this year, you guys. Everything that you want is coming true. There's magic that's going to happen. I'm telling you. Magic is going to happen. But you got to believe it to receive it. And again, a lot of people don't. I didn't. I do now. Totally. Totally. My third dimensional life is done. Yeah. And everybody's going to have that type of thing happen to them too. But you have to work on it. It's not going to happen miraculously. It isn't going to. So astrology is going to be kind of up and down. I know Spirit says believe in it. It's going to lead you into the future. It's going to lead you into the future. Why is that? They can't answer you all the time. They can't. It's impossible to do. It's difficult enough being in the right place at the right time when you're in that zone where they may actually say your name until you actually start to channel them. Even me, I don't get messages for myself. Very often, or very seldom do I. Does it mean that I don't? Oh no, I do. In fact, if you saw my Facebook page Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday. I don't know if anybody remembers about 1.5 years ago. I believe it was after Lee had left. So that was 24. So yeah, so probably sometime last year. I was listening to a video on YouTube that I like. It's in my, my music box, whatever you want to call it, right? And I saw my third dimensional self die on my living room floor. And I was like, okay, I don't get this. I don't understand it. Again, the song was Alchemy by this group called Above and Beyond, which is, to me, godlike, because the music just attaches itself to my heart and it lifts my vibration. It's pretty cool. Well, that took a little bit of time to get through with Brenda's help, right? Well, happening on Tuesday, they have a new song. I put it on my Facebook page. And it's called Quicksand, okay? Quicksand. And Don't Go. Quicksand, Don't Go. And it's the woman who sings it as an angelic voice. I mean, it connects to me in ways no other voice does. And it always has for like 20 years, over 20 years. And so I'm listening to this new song because I really enjoy it. And all of a sudden, when she says, being in quicksand, don't go. It was just when Spirit said to me, but you gotta let the rest of you go. But you gotta let the rest of you go, Bill, so that you can ascend. But you gotta let yourself go. Again, we're always at the right place at the right time. Well, of course, I get emotional, and I'm like, okay, and ego's like, nope, then Bill, don't do that. Again, don't go. Bill, don't go. Don't go, Bill. The quicksand. Bill's sinking. But if I let this go, I won't sink. So I saw myself letting my other self go, the rest of my third dimensional self. I'm believing. If anybody has a spot on answer, you can text me. You can put it on here. Oh, put it on the YouTube. Put it on the YouTube channel. Okay. But that was remarkable because in the past couple weeks, they made decisions for me because that's what they do for me, right? Because I surrender 100%, right, James? It's not my job to lead anything. My job is to do what I'm told and to do what they need me to do, and that's 100% surrender, 100%. Okay, and that is not who I was for most of this journey for 11 years. So understanding that if they tell me something to do, especially when it comes to soulful stuff, they're going to take it away anyway, right? You can't really say no because they know who I am. They know how emotional I am because I have a Pisces moon, right? And an Aquarius rising. So Capricorn could give a hoot about you gonna be in control no matter what. Well, Aquarius rising is, your rising sign is your personality, and your moon sign is your emotions. Well, I got a Pisces moon. Of course I'm in love with human beings, right? I mean, yeah, it just gushes out of me. Always has since I was a child, right? And so I've learned that to surrender, to resist is unfortunate for me because things happen. Because I need to listen. I need to allow. Like Spirit always says, you need to flow. You need to allow yourself to flow. Doesn't matter if you're water, if you're dirt, if you're fire, or if you are air. You have to learn how to flow by just allowing it to happen, right? By surrendering. So I did. And I cried on that couch for probably 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I'm like, Spirit, what the hell? He goes, Bill, there's so much things that are going to happen in May. We're getting you ready. That's all of us, everybody. I'm just a little resistant one, right? Again, I cleaned up my baggage. 13 years of therapy, and then this, right? I've cleared my past life stuff. I've cleared this life stuff, mostly, right? But we got to take some black dots with us, right? Spirit calls them black dots. The little things that are left, the residue, let's say, right? And so understanding that that what we have to do is stop forcing. Just allow. Just allow. It's the hardest thing you'll do ever in your freaking life because surrender means fear. I've always taken care of myself. What do you mean let go? No. This is back in the day, like probably 2016. I don't know you. I don't see you anywhere. I know you've been in my head since I was like 6, 7 years old, but you just kept me out of trouble. You just gave me the street smart to do what I wanted to do as Billy Hobart, right? Well, a few unfortunate things happened, right? Got in trouble at work really bad and, blah, 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 blah. Same old stuff, right? And I went, okay, I get it. I know I get it. I just have to freaking give up because I can't drive this train. I cannot drive the train. I can't because I was slowly but surely letting go of 3D, right? And wanting somebody to tell me, WTF, should I do this? Should I not? Well, again, I never had the teacher, right? They were my coach. So I get it. Now, 2025, right? We're talking a long time later. 9 years? 9 years. See? So that's what May is all about. It is Taurus. Taurus is steady. Taurus is strong, stubborn, but also loves abundance. Loves to bring people what they want. That's Taurus. They're stubborn. Okay? But they'll bring you what you want. This is why Spirit says, get into the astrology part of this because you'll be able to determine when good things happen. You'll be able to determine, to forecast, right? When something's going to happen. There's 2 people that I listen to on YouTube, astrologists, besides Pam. Because Pam's kind of technical, and she can get deep in the weeds. And I can follow it because I just pick out the stuff that I understand, and the other stuff I don't, the practical stuff. But there's 2 other ones that I follow, and I posted them up 1 or 2 times on my Facebook page, but Spirit's telling me now I should do that every single time. I watch them every day, because they always have cool stuff to say. Does it match? Not always, but it's not supposed to. It's a collective reading for Capricorn, right? Both of them do all the zodiac signs. It's pretty cool. Okay? But if you want answers, that's how you get in connection with them. They're getting deep into, okay, I see that Mars is going to something with Pluto. I forget the word. Begins with a C, not connection. I don't know what it means. I don't know, spirit. Anyway, they're going to battle each other. Let's just say that, okay? And so it is super, super important that you, okay, if you have Pluto any place where it, again, where it's at in your birth chart, okay? 2009, I did my second birth chart, okay? Still got it, right? Got to look if I've got any Pluto, which was in Capricorn for 15 and a half years, conjunct. Thank you, Shannon. And so, Nancy, I'll tell you later. And so, so if you have that, you can see where Mars is at. You can see where Pluto is at. For me, when I was born, Pluto's in Virgo, of course, an Earth sign, right? And Mars is in Sagittarius. I have 5 planets in Sagittarius. Because I was supposed to be born in December. I came late. I did. And that was because my brother is a Sag, December the 1st. We could not put 2 of us together in the same, yeah, that wouldn't have worked. I had to be the Capricorn. Okay? So, January the 4th, right? But when you know that, okay, when you know that, you can go, okay, you can Google it. Mars conjunct Pluto, what does it mean for my Mars in Virgo? And it'll tell you. That's a cool thing about AI. It will answer your question for you, which is freaking awesome. Awesome. See? So it helps you to understand, oh, okay, I take notes so that I can go back and look. The cool thing is that the astrologers are getting more and more quick, doing them before it happens, right? So you can kind of go, okay, that's the reason that I'm angry. Now what do I need to do with that? Okay, what is it that's bothering me that Mars, warrior, right? The warrior planet, okay? I gotta watch what I say. I gotta do my tapping, right? I gotta tap my sternum with those 2 fingers. Lay your palm on your pec of your breast and tap. Tap, 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 right? And say, Spirit, you gotta get this energy out of my heart. It's not mine. This energy is not mine, Spirit. It's not mine. And within seconds, they will whoosh, completely take it away. Completely take it away. They work for you. Surprise. But then, that's a tool in your toolbox, right? Yeah, it truly is. See? And the more that you are conscious and not in 3D, thinking about stuff you can't control, thinking about stuff from your past that you have to let go of, that you don't let go of because you don't do your meditations like you're supposed to. See? Actively participating in your transformation is needed. Plain and simple. The only blessing with that is, because it's 2025, is that when you let one thing go, a bunch of it goes with it. It's no longer one thing at a time all down the line, because they need us to be ready for 2030. Yeah. See? So that's what's going on right at the moment. All right? Again, plan out your meditations. You gotta have, or you can do them every day if you want. If you're prepared for that. Because the meditations that you do, the guided meditations that you do, are there to clean the energy off the outside of your body and the inside of your body. Okay? And so it's very, very, very exhausting for you, because that could have been there for 30 years, 40 years, some stuff from past lives, right? Spirit told me the other day, I was talking to someone, and he was saying, Bill, in this lifetime, some people have to release the past life DNA that's in their bones. Wow. It's not just in our energy, right? It's in our bones. which makes sense, right? I mean, I've done Ancestry.com, and I have a great grandfather who looks just like me, and it blows my freaking mind on my mom's side. Same recessed jaw. My brother and I have the recessed jaw, bottom jaw. No one else in the family has the recessed jaw, but my brother and I. Kind of cool, kind of interesting. Because my great-grandfather has a recessed jaw, and he has a mustache, and he looks like me. And it's like, holy cow. Yeah, see? So you never know, but you do know. You do know who you are. You do know what pains you, Spirit says. You know what pains you. And it's usually the way Mom and Dad talk to us. Okay? Which is connected to past life stuff. Yeah. See? And this is a lifetime to go, okay, yes. Do a deep dig into how your mother treated you, how your father treated you, how grandma treated you, how granddad treated you. Okay? And you will absolutely understand. Trust me, you'll understand. And I will guarantee you that half of you that understand, ego will say, well, but you still had a pretty good childhood. Doesn't mean you didn't have the trauma. I love my mom. My mom kept me alive, right? I mean, did she do a lot? No. Mm-mm. Did she love us? Yeah, we knew she loved us just because she fed us, right? I mean, but she always said, I had you kids to take care of me, not me take care of you. Because we were her workers every day, oddly enough, right? She wasn't the woman who was going to be working her tail off, cleaning the house or doing anything like that. She was taking care of her kids by canning food in the summertime for the winter. Back in the day when you couldn't get the food that we wanted to eat, like cherries and apples and blueberries. I was explaining to somebody the other day that at 6 o'clock in the morning in August, my mother would rustle us up out of bed, 6 a.m., to go to the cornfield and get frickin' bushels of corn. Yeah. Then have to come home and shuck it in August with the bees and the sun. My mother's in our unair-conditioned house, 5 foot tall, right? She got boilers, she got the burners going on the stove, and she got big old huge pots of corn that she's using an electric knife to cut off the cob so we have corn in the wintertime. Now, before she had a freaking electric knife that my father bought her for Christmas, she had to use a butcher knife. For 5 bushels of corn. 5 bushels of corn. And our friends would laugh at us because, yeah, can't do anything because guess what? We had to do corn. We had to go out and pick strawberries. 6 a.m. Come on, we're going to the strawberry patch. Okay, if you want strawberries in January, for strawberry shortcake with homemade biscuits, right? Come on, blueberry picking. Had to go blueberry picking. Cherry, you want cherry pie in wintertime? We got to go pick cherries. We got to go pick peaches. You want peaches in the wintertime? Then we got to go. My mother would make peaches and pears and blueberries and blackberries and cherries and all that kind of stuff. That's what she did, which made us feel loved. Because food is everything. Especially when it's fruit and stuff and sweet, right? That's what matters. But it was a pain in the rear being 12, 10, 9, right? My two older brothers, 5 and 6 years older than I was. And my sister and I my sister was like 8 years old, I was 10. We're up going to collect fucking strawberries at 6 o'clock in the morning. Huh? What is that about? What is that? Can't the boys pick them? No, you have to go too. That's how my mother showed us that she loved us. By being in that sweaty ass house when it's 85, 90 degrees outside with 3 fans going, one on a desk in the living room, one on the table behind her, and one on the floor. The one in the window, yeah. And she had cookie sheets with bags on them, and she put that corn, ladled them into the bags to be put in the chest freezer. That's where life was in the chest freezer downstairs. And on the shelves, they were the jars of strawberry, or the jars of peaches, the jars of pears, all that kind of stuff. That's what my mom did to show us that she loved us, right? Because she was a rock when it came to love. She wasn't going to tell you that she loved you, ever. She wasn't going to give you a hug. If it was okay, go ahead. We have a video when my sister was losing a tooth at some friend's house who had a pool, and my sister had a loose tooth. She was probably 7 years old, and probably younger than that. And she goes to my mom because the tooth is loose and she gets kind of bleeding. She just got out of the pool, and my mother sitting there with a cigarette in her hand, like always, crossing her legs, and she turned my sister on and sent her right to my dad. My dad goes in there, okay, I'm going to pull it. And she's like, you know how kids are, right? And she's like, she was going to, my dad went, and popped it up. And she was like, ah. And I said, look, this is my dad, right? Oh, look, I got your tooth. You got to put it on your pillow for the tooth fairy tonight, which made me cry. Because it's so cute. That was my father. See, I got two good ones, just different ways. Yeah, see? We have trauma with our parents because we don't understand why they treat us that way, why they talk to us that way, why they do the things that they do. But understanding, they don't know why. All they learned was from their parents during the Depression. Yeah, see? So I had a good childhood. Didn't mean I didn't have to get over my trauma with my mom and my dad, right? Because didn't know why they were talking to me that way. Why you couldn't express yourself. I'm a big person on expression, can you tell? Yeah. Expressing your thoughts, expressing to spirit, expressing how I feel. Because I got a Pisces moon, right? My father told me, even when I was an adult, William, you are my emotional child. I thought that was a bad thing. James. Mm-hmm. Bill, you're William. William, my gosh, you're my emotional child. Oh my gosh. Well, that was a bad thing. So I kind of tried to stitch it up, right? Well, that didn't work. Just made me angry. Had to get past that. Had to work on that. And that's what this time is for. With Pluto conjunct Mars. Yeah, letting it go, making peace with it, and going, you know what? They did the best that they could. And then forgiving yourself, giving yourself love, giving yourself them hugs, telling yourself 5 to 10 times a day how much you love yourself. Very important, especially now. Every time I get done with the meditation, I hug myself. Just like this. I hug myself. And I'll pat myself. Because my father did that. It's so funny. I just realized that. When my father would give us hugs, he'd pat our butts. Okay? And then that was my dad. All right, buddy. All right, son. Yeah. Last time I saw my dad before he passed in 2014, I was in Colorado, and my father was a shell of himself because he had dementia. And he was sitting in his wheelchair and he was just hunched over. He's probably 120 pounds. He used to be like 200. Big strapping guy. And he's really skinny, things like that. But yeah, again, my eyes, my nose on up, right? And he was hunched over, and I said, all right, Dad, I'll see you later. Don't go anywhere. And he went to give him a kiss. And I kissed my dad. For the last time. Because 2 weeks later, he passed away. But that was my dad, right? Did that kiss make up for everything? Of course it did. Nothing else mattered. It didn't matter because guess what? Dad's gone. He's here all the friggin' time, right? He'll say, son. Yeah, Dad. What do you nothing. Hey, son. And when my mother comes, he goes, Bill. Yeah, Mom. She's very curt, right? Bill. Yeah, Mom. What? My brother will come through. Hey, what's going on, Bill? Hey, Carl. Right? It's like, what do you want? Nothing. They're just coming through. See? And everybody will have that ability, everybody. But you got to get into the space of forgiving the people that hurt you when you were younger. My brother and I hated each other. We hated each other. Yes. Very much alike. But we hated each other. I didn't like either one of my brothers. Because they were mean. You know. Because my sister and I were younger, right? 5, 6 years younger. So they beat us up a lot. Right? And it was always our fault, never the boys' fault. Yeah. So I had to forgive them. When I took care of my brother before he passed away in Louisville, Kentucky, we had our moment before he died. Again, looking each other in the face. He had woken up after being in a coma for 3.5 weeks. Yeah. See? And he was not the smartest, let's just say he wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer at all. Drove my father nuts. But I know why he was like that, because he was there to take care of me from them. He was an angel taking care of me. That's why he was there. And he told me that later after he passed. And he always talked, Bill. Yeah, Carl. It's your brother Carl from Kentucky. Yeah, Carl, I know your voice. I've known you my entire life. What's going on? He'd be like, yeah, Carl, what do you want? Right? And hadn't seen him in 17 years until my dad passed the year before, right? But you don't be like that. Well, again, when he was passing, we said, okay, me and his daughter, we're going to leave from Louisville, come back home for a day, do some laundry, stuff like that, right? And then go back the next day. And it was May the 14th. And all of a sudden, my brother wakes up and I said, okay, Carl, we'll be back, tomorrow, probably tomorrow night. Bill. Yeah, Carl. Bill. Yeah, Carl. I looked down on him. His eyes opened for the first freaking time in 3.5 weeks, right? And he says, he was evangelical, but he was always connected to God, right? He goes, the Lord talks to me. I said, yeah, I know he does, but what does he say? I don't remember. Well, I knew it. Again, spirit, right? I think he tells you that he loves you, Carl. I think that's what the message is. He goes, yeah, brother, I think you're right. And he closed his eyes. But I looked at his blue eyes, and that goof, he didn't have no hair anymore. He used to look like Peter Frampton. Now, if y'all know who Peter Frampton looked like in the 70s, he was a good-looking guy. A good-looking guy with a muscular body, and he looked like Peter frickin' Frampton. And it was just so funny because he was dumb as a box of rocks. Just dumb. Just dumb. Because he wasn't from here. He was from there. Yeah, Spirit, I know. I get it. I know. Because my brother just showed up. Well, at least you know that. I'm like, yeah, I do know that. I do know that. But see, understand that I had to forgive him too. And he had to forgive me. That's what the conversation was all about God. See? That's why my mother, 3 months later, had said at my kitchen sink, you got to take care of Carl when he passes. I'm like, well, Mom, he just turned 61. He ain't going anyplace. Well, guess what? She said, well, you got to take care of him. I said, Mom, I'll take care of him. I'm fine. You're the only one who doesn't have a real job. Okay, well, okay. Way to slam your son. But then 2 months later, someone called me on the phone and said, are you Carl Hobart's younger brother? I'm like, yes, why? Like, what do you want? Go away. Well, your brother had a stroke, fell off a ladder, he's painting a house, blah, blah, because he's a painter. Okay, well, I'll be down there, in a couple days. They're like, real? I'm like, yeah, a couple days. My mother hung up the phone. My mother said, no, you got to get ready today because you're going tonight. I'm like, oh, well, can't I just? No, you're going tonight, Bill. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I've always done what my mother said, right? Even from spirit. Because she's my mom. God knows what she could do to me, right? So I got close together, and I found my niece, who I hadn't seen since 1996, I think it was, and this was 2015, and we met down there, and I walked into the hospital room, and he was all wired up and had stuff down his throat, and they had him in a coma because he needed to be in a coma because he was freaking out because He didn't know where it was at. See? So that's how healing works. Let them do their job. Let them heal you, right? Let them heal you. Because when you let them heal you, ego goes WTF. How did that happen without me being involved in it? Guess what? We went around you because that human being can't. They don't try. They don't try hard enough. And I need them to be here in ascension by 2026. Does that always happen? No. They will put you on your back, on your couch for weeks. I have a lovely, lovely friend who I have known. I met her at the Ann Arbor Psychic Fair in like 2015. And she's going through stuff. Well, if you don't take care of yourself, guess what's going to happen? They'll take care of you, but put you in the hospital for a month. I have 2 or 3 friends who in the past 5 years have been in the hospital for a month because they were trying to run everything at the same time. No, you can't. You can't. Because they need you. James, see? That's all of us. That's all of us. They need all of us to be front and center by 2026. So when you're going through your ask them why. Put a little F word in there if you want to, if it makes you feel better. That's my thing. I don't get it. I don't get it, Spirit. What the hell? What? I don't get it. Well, then a video will show up on my phone the next morning. That is the number 1 or 2 video happening in this morning on my YouTube feed. Boom. Yeah. See? That's what it's all about. It goes along with the healing part, right, of 2 weeks ago when Spirit wanted to talk about healing. It's about us understanding that we have to heal that part of ourselves. And it's not for them, it's for us. For us. And you have to go with your heart and forgive them. I forgave my brother. I don't like him at all. And I told him, why do I gotta go? Can't. And nobody came in my family to help me take care of him but me. I understood why at the end when I got a phone call the next day at 7 a.m. and because I told him, I said, don't go anywhere. Meaning don't pass away until I get back, right? But I wasn't supposed to be there when he died. We're not usually supposed to be there when they die, right? And it was my nephew and my granny's birthday that day, May 15th. And he died that morning at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, dude, could you not have done that? My brother responded, it was time. Okay. So Spirit, what the hell is that day? It's a family portal, Bill. My sister's husband died on my mom's birthday 2 years ago, May 4th. And Spirit, family portal, he goes, yep. Okay. So the family's been together before. It's a cohesive group. It's a lot of souls. In fact, I learned something last night at 10 o'clock at night. I was watching this person who does tarot cards. And his name is Son of Celine on YouTube. And he did something last night about soulmates and twin flames. And he just posted it at like 10 o'clock. And blew my freaking mind. He knew all the stuff to da-da-da-da. I'm like, what the hell is that? Spirit, could you brought this like not at 10 o'clock at night for me to see it? I thought about it all night long. All night long. Because I'm thinking, okay, well, check that out. Okay, well, how does that work? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. See? So, again, if you use your YouTube for the reason of using the YouTube, it is about them bringing you people that resonate. Bringing you people that resonate. Bringing you people that resonate. Because YouTube's a portal. It's energy. They can manipulate it. Plain and simple. I've told this story before, really. I'll tell this really, really fast. That when they totaled my car in 2019 in a head-on crash, okay, here in Sterling Heights, and I was sitting at the stoplight, had a green arrow, and the person across that did not have the arrow, he was going straight, decided not to look at the arrow. There was 5 cars ahead of me and 2 cars behind me, and he hit me. And Spirit had told me 3 weeks before I was going to crash my car. I'm like, why would it, how am I going to crash my car? There's no way. I mean, I'm not going to do it. And I've never had an accident. I actually did. Somebody else hit me. Every single accident I've ever had. He totaled my car. So I'm walking home 2 miles, and of course, Spirit, get the car that you want, Bill, blah, 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 blah. You can't take that car anymore, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, call my car guy, blah, blah, blah. He says, wow, we really got you a really good interest rate, and don't do an employment check. Because I told them, I don't have a job. That car's $40,000 that I just totaled. They ain't gonna give me $40,000 for that car. So guess what? You got to help me out with getting the car. Because their energy, they raised my interest rate 3 points, or my credit score 3 points. They didn't have to do a employment check. They can manipulate anything they want to manipulate when it comes to energy. Use them to your advantage. Use them to your advantage. That's what it's about. They're there to take care of you. Like I posted yesterday or the day before. Don't think small with what you want. Ask for what you want, not what you need. What you want. Because they're there to bring it to you. Maybe not tomorrow, because you're not in the right energy yet. Not in the right vibration. Working in your vibration, we're doing guided meditations and forgiving people, including yourself. Allowing them to manipulate you, let's say, by surrendering because they have to get you to point A. That's what it's about. You can sit in your emotions for so long. Like I was talking to somebody again this last week. We were talking about that. She's a Capricorn. And I said, yeah, I can have an hour-long pity party. And the Spirit's like, okay, wrap that up. Like, but Spirit, oh, no. We're not wasting this day on that, Bill. We're not. So get your meditation going. Do this meditation right here. And pops off and hits me in the face. Okay, fine. So I do it. I'm all nice and balanced. And everything is great and cool. And okay, that emotion's kind of gone. Okay, cool. Okay, now start your day. All right, good. Start the day. Let them work for you because they do. They do. They've been with you since you came to the planet up to 12,000 years ago. That's what it is. See? So looking at your family, each person separately, is important. Did I have a good childhood? Yes, I did. They kind of left me alone because I wouldn't do anything that they said because I was this Mr. Independent, right? With that Kate Jackson wig and my girl's bike and the whole gay thing. Oh yeah, hey! That's just Billy. That's just Billy. In our 80 house suburban lifestyle neighborhood in the 1960s. Right? Very blessed. Pick the right parents. Pick the right place. Yeah. See? That way they were good parents because they didn't tell me no. But I had gay uncles too, so they made a difference, right? On my mom's side. Yeah. See? So understanding all the bits and pieces that fit together that bring you to understanding the relationship with your mom, with your dad, with your grandma, with your granny, with your grandpas. It's everything. It's everything. It's not just them all clumped together. No. You gotta look at them individually. What did they bring to me that is good? What did they bring to me that it wasn't so good, that I need to forgive them for? Yeah. The curt tone of voice from my mom, the non-interaction with my dad that I learned was my mom's fault. She didn't want me to get hurt as a child because I was very thin. Yeah. I get her understanding, right? Doesn't mean it was right, no. But she didn't know any better. She's trying to keep me alive. That's most of our parents. They did it the best that they could. And grandmas too, grandpas, grandmas, aunts, uncles, whoever's in our life that took care of us. Okay? So in the next week, let's say, get on those meditations. Get on those meditations, everybody. If you need to start, and you want me to send you something, I can. If you don't know where to start, right? And the more that you connect with your guides, the easier your life will be in the next 9 months. A lot of changes. It's going to be a fantastic freaking summer. And don't forget about the 3 things that you put down that you wanted by July. Those affirmations. I would say from what Spirit is saying, most of them are going to come true. Maybe not all of it. Pieces of it. Because you got to do your work before those happen by July. Okay? So, that I went really fast. Like I said at the beginning, there's one new person that just signed up today for the memberships, which is awesome. I added an incentive onto the membership starting today. And that's pretty cool. From Spirit. Yeah. Got any questions? You know that I'm around. Put them on YouTube if you would. The questions, I answer them there. This will be deleted probably by 7 p.m. So if you had any questions here, I'll answer them as soon as I can. Probably about 4:30 after I take the dog for a walk. She's not feeling good. She ate something she was supposed to eat off the ground this morning, so she's not feeling good. And I'll answer them on YouTube. If you don't have a YouTube feed, get a freaking YouTube feed. Get a Facebook feed. Get an Instagram feed. Get a TikTok feed. Whatever. Where they can send you things electronically so that they can lead you into your next generational energy. Okay? But you know where to find me. Saturday, $65 half hours. Call me, text me. $85 for the next week. No, next couple of days, I guess. $85 half hours during the week instead of $125, so it's a pretty good deal. And join the memberships, 10% off till the end of the month. And there's 5 different levels of spiritual guidance, 15 minutes to an hour and a half. And yeah, you can split it up any way you want. You got an hour and a half, you can split it up any way you want. Do half hours, you can do 15 minutes, you can do whatever you want. Okay? And unlimited questions, which I think is the biggest benefit of the memberships, is that you can text me with questions all day long if you want. All day long. And there's lots of questions. And I will many times say, did you ask Spirit? No. Just because we can't see them doesn't mean they're not there. And eventually when they hang on. When we're laying next to you in bed, and you go, what the hell, Bill? It's like somebody who's, it's them. Trying to get you to go, okay, I'm right here next to you. What do you want to know? I love it, right? So, know where to get in touch with me. This will be on the Spirit Channel TV, probably tomorrow. Check that out too, half price. Higher case, Bill Hobart 50. It's $2 a month for a year. Support me that way. Guys, you can also make donations if you want to on my home page. If you feel like, you know how that is. Yeah, because some people ask, and I always forget to say something on the show. So yeah, and it's on the home page at the bottom, billhobart.com, where everything's at, right? So get your freaking birth chart if you don't have it, pamgregory.com. All right? And I'll see you next Thursday at 3 o'clock for Coach for the Soul. See you guys.